Some wars don't start with an explosion. They start with a moment small, quiet, forgettable to anyone on the outside, but to the people living inside it, that moment feels like a fuse touching fire. For the Angels, that fuse lit the second the envelope appeared at the clubhouse door. No threat, no signature, just a red circle drawn around the head of one of their own. That kind of message doesn't scream, it whispers. And whispers sink deeper. In the days that followed, tension didn't fade, it thickened. It hung in the air like humidity before a storm. Even the way the brothers moved changed. Conversations got shorter. Glances lingered longer at doorways. Laughs ended too quickly, like everyone was afraid they might draw the wrong kind of attention. Sonny felt it immediately, the atmosphere tightening, bending, becoming something sharp. Pressure has a sound, even when no one speaks. And right now, every room inside the clubhouse sounded like it was holding its breath. But for one younger Angel, Ricky, two-tone, that pressure didn't settle. It boiled. Two-tone was loyal, heart first, fist second, exactly the kind of brother you want in a fight, and exactly the kind of man who collapses under the wrong kind of silence. One night, as he left his girlfriend's house, he saw it again, the same unmarked sedan he'd noticed before. Same shape, same stillness. Same shadowed driver who didn't move an inch, didn't even pretend to hide. Just watched. And that's where the danger started. Not with violence, but with the waiting. Two-tone walked toward the car, step by slow step, expecting a badge, a light, anything that explained why the same ghost kept following him. Instead, the door cracked open just enough for a camera lens to peek out. No conversation, no warning. Just click. Click, click. The repetitive sound of someone collecting evidence for a crime that hadn't happened yet. Someone trying to provoke the moment that would create it. For the viewer, this is where the attention spikes. The camera is used to record truth. It is used to manufacture it. Two-tone's pulse hammered. He wasn't scared. He was insulted. An insult can be deadlier than fear. Before he could speak again, before he could even take another step, the street shifted. 4 patrol cars glided in with dead sirens and darker intentions, then 6, then 8. They weren't there to arrest anyone. They were there to watch what Two-Tone would do next. They wanted him to swing first. They wanted him to shout. They wanted him to be the story they'd already written in their heads. Inside the clubhouse, chairs scraped the floor. Boots hit the ground. One by one, brothers stepped out, not rushing, not charging, just showing up the way brothers are supposed to. It wasn't a fight. It was instinct. And instinct is exactly what California was counting on. Suddenly, the street looked like a battlefield drawn in chalk, bikers forming a line on one side, cops forming a wall on the other, and in between them, a strip of concrete so tense it felt like it might split down the center. No one talked. No one blinked. Every set of eyes locked onto the other side, waiting for a twitch, a breath, a mistake. Something so small it could be denied later, but big enough to justify the crush that would follow. Two-Tone didn't fully understand it yet, but he had stepped into the exact scenario California wanted, a spark looking for oxygen. And then Sonny stepped out, not fast, not dramatic, just enough presence to shift the entire weight of the moment. When Sonny walked into a scene where everyone else was locked in adrenaline, things didn't escalate, they froze. He didn't glare at the cops. He didn't point at the camera. He went straight to Two-Tone. "What happened?" "They're pushing us," Two-Tone answered. "And tonight," Sonny said quietly, "you almost let them win." That line hit harder than any punch. Not because it shamed Two-Tone, but because it revealed the truth no one wanted to admit. The real battle wasn't he against the cops outside. It was against the reaction inside. For a moment, even the police seemed confused. They weren't prepared for calm. Calm wasn't useful. Calm doesn't make headlines. Calm doesn't justify a task force. Sonny lifted one hand, palm open, and the entire club stepped back like a single organism breathing in reverse. No shove. No threat. Nothing the cameras could twist. The cops had come hoping to catch a spark. Sonny denied them fire. But the next morning, the Angels learned something worse. The sedan wasn't law enforcement at all. It wasn't FBI, ATF, or any agency with an acronym. It was a private contractor, an outside intelligence group California used when it wanted information without accountability. A ghost force, unofficial, unregulated, untouchable. Their job wasn't to enforce law. It was to gather material. Until something could be used as law, they weren't building a case. They were building a narrative. Sonny knew what that meant. California wasn't chasing a crime. They were preparing a playbook, a controlled escalation, a pressure cooker with a lid they planned to slam shut at the perfect moment. And the fuse that night wasn't Two-Tone's anger. It was the realization that the state didn't need to catch the Angels doing something wrong. They just needed anyone inside the club to finally snap. And Sonny knew one thing with absolute clarity. He wasn't too afraid of the next move California would make. He was afraid of the next move one of his brothers might make first.